Baby, 2025 has literally dragged me by my ponytail. Baby, my ponytail already this long. Hey, welcome to my channel. My name is Morgan J, and if you are new here, this channel is going to be your safe space to grow into your best self through faith, style, confidence, and a little bit of flair. So if that is something that you're interested in, please go ahead and hit the subscribe button, and let's get into today's video. So we all know it's fall time. It is time for the cute, cozy weather fashion. Cozying up by a fireplace if you have one, listening to some nice ambiance music, staying in the house, enjoying pumpkin spice lattes if that is what you like. I don't like that. But enjoying a nice hot cup of tea, chai lattes, whatever makes you feel all warm and cozy on the inside. That's what the girls love about fall. And I am the girls because I love fall. On top of that, the fall fashion, chef's kiss. Now, baby, the style girls come out during the fall. But not only is fall about, fashion and cozying up, it is about transforming your mindset. It is about really personally developing yourself to be who you want to be, because the fall season, it can get chaotic. Christmas is around the corner. Then there's Thanksgiving, then there's Christmas, and then there's a new year, new me, and it's hard to jump into that new season if you haven't already worked on yourself during the fall season. I don't know if any of you struggle with, that little seasonal depression that tries to creep in like me. Yeah. So now, instead of me being super excited about fall, I have become an anxious girl when I know that fall season is upon me, because I know what it does to my mental health. So here's how we're going to combat that little seasonal depression, that little effects that fall can have on our mental. Here's what I'm going to do, okay? Because I am going to be very proactive, very intentional about locking in. Everybody's doing the great lock-in for September all the way through December. So here's what I'm personally doing to help me get rid of the noise and get focused on who I want to be and how I want to finish out my year. So lately, I have been feeling overstimulated with life, with the world, with everything that is going on. And I have found myself backing up from the things that I felt like used to calm my mind and help me to enjoy life. Number one, I was a doom scroller down, okay? Doom scrolled all day to either procrastinate on what I had to do or to take my mind off of what was going on personally. And lately, literally as of this week, I have felt like it has just been so noisy. I have felt like it had been so noisy doing my doom scrolls. Okay, again, I love me a good doom scroll. But I knew something was off when I couldn't scroll past the max 3 videos without being so disgusted I had to get off. And I think it was because that noise had become louder than the noise of my life. The noise of my life had become easier to cope with, but the noise of the world had become too loud, too cloudy. I couldn't figure out who I was because I was pouring more into other people's life, or watching other people's life more than I was pouring into my own life. And that's when I knew something was up, something had to stop, okay? So instead of doom scrolling, I have replaced it with listening to classical music. I know. It's crazy to think that I want to listen to classical music. That's insane. Because number one, I haven't always been a music girl, but if I was a music girl, I needed to be super upbeat. I needed to be boom, to boom, to boom, moving a little hip, or listen to my Lord, but anything in between, I wasn't into. And so once I started listening to classical music, one day I typed in classical music on my Apple Music, and then I found this guy. I'm gonna pop it up right here. This little album, he has multiple albums, but this little album and another one, they have been saving me mentally. It is so crazy how listening to this soulful classical music, because that's what he calls it, soulful classical music, how it has been transforming my neurons, my brain, and it has been able to calm me like no other. It has helped me to focus, zone in on the task at hand, and actually complete that task. I struggle with that. I'm a procrastinator, plus the ADHD, like all of it makes me super scatterbrained, and classical music has allowed me to like calm the noise. There's no lyrics that I have to worry about either. So lyrical music and like reading or trying to do something, it has always clouded me. I will end up writing the lyric down instead of what I was supposed to write because the lyrics were playing. So what I found with just the music, just the instrumentals, my brain can think, I can calm, and it just, I don't know, it throws on my creative switch on the brain, and I am just so creative, so focused, so alert, and it has really been life changing. So I've been doing the classical music for about a month now. And at first I just listened to it, at night or in the morning because I was still a doom scroller. But since I've stopped doom scrolling so much, I have now turned it on. Instead of doom scrolling, I'll put on my classical music. So try that and see what it does for you. But it has really helped me so much in changing the way that I think, helping me with my creativity, allowing me to focus more, especially if you have ADHD. Take a listen and see. Unmedicated. Okay, I am unmedicated, so take a look and see. And I'm not saying it solves all of my issues. It just helps me cope a lot better. Okay. Another way that I am helping to get rid of the noise and finding myself in this season where I tend to go mayhem, I am upping my workouts. Okay, I started working out back in January. It's been very up and down. Can't say that I'm obviously not the queen of consistency. So it hasn't been super consistent, but I at least always try to get like 1 or 2 workouts a week. Now for me, trying to get on a weight loss journey, I obviously need more than that. So I have upped my workouts to 3 to 4 a week. Aiming more so for 4 because I find when I am working out before work, I try to do it before work because my work can be very taxing on me mentally. So I try to do it before work, but on days I can't, I'll at least do it after work. But I find that it just gives me a burst of energy that I need. It helps me to focus. It's like pouring into myself before I pour into everyone else. And it's just my me time to love on myself. I do listen to my classical music. My husband thinks that's weird, but I do listen to my classical music because it helps me to like focus and like really get into that muscle and mind connection. I know it's crazy, but try that out too. But yeah, upping my workouts has been a huge help in pouring into myself, getting my mental right before I have to go out into the world. And with working out, it just allows me to show myself so much love and so much gratitude for the body that I do have and the ability that my body has. Instead of focusing on the things that I can and can't do, I focus on, okay, what workouts can you do? If you can't go hard today, if your body is not willing to go the extra mile today, okay, give your body what it needs today. Does it need a good stretch? Does it need weightlifting? I usually do weightlifting, but does it need some extra steps? Does it need some deep core work? Does it need glutes today? Do you need arms today? Do you need back today? Whatever it is, I zone in and I connect with my body and say, okay, what do you need today? And then I pour into myself and love on myself. And I love it. That has really been a game changer so far. Another one, which I hate it because I love food so much. I love it so much. But what I realized is I cannot love it so much. Okay, push that plate back, girly. I'm talking to myself here, okay? Push the sweets and the cookies and the ice cream and the cake away. Okay, I live in an ice cream loving house. I have never been an ice cream girl. Ever. My kids love ice cream. My husband loves ice cream. They can eat ice cream every day of their life, multiple times of the day. And so I have realized I had slowly became an ice cream girl, knowing good and darn well I don't like ice cream. My teeth are too sensitive. the dairy, like I don't like it, but I have become an ice cream girl. So we got to cut back on the sugar. We have cut back on the sugar, but we got to cut back on the sugar even more. I think, well, what I've noticed from cutting back on the sugar, I can think better. I can move better. I'm not as sluggish. I'm not as tired. I'm not dependent on something sweet, rather than I have replaced that with a lot more protein. So every day to work, I know this is not feasible for everyone. I think that you just have to find what works for you, but every day at work, I take the exact same meal. I switch up the protein. I keep the rice, I keep the broccoli the same. My husband talks so much mess about me with that, of eating the same thing, but I just find that it works. It takes a lot of stress off of my plate as far as like, what am I gonna eat? Is it gonna be nutritious? Am I gonna wanna leave work for lunch? Am I gonna eat this? And I make sure I have a protein yogurt, and that's my sweet treat. So every day I feel like I'm eating something sweet during lunch, which at the end of the day, when I have to come home and cook dinner or whatever, I don't know. I think it's a mental thing that I have just switched my brain to think like, okay, you ate your sweet treat during lunch, you are okay. Now, I have been craving those little sweet little matchas. I get those every now and again. I'm not even gonna lie. I like to treat myself on Fridays, usually some days if I'm feeling it. Now, I will go and get another one, okay? I am never opposed to spoiling myself and giving myself what it needs, but I have really been trying to cut down on the sugar so that I can have better brain focus, and so that I could just give myself nutritious foods. And I don't know, a part of that makes me love myself more, of like, you are giving yourself the food that your body really needs to flourish, the food that will fuel your workouts, the food that will fill you and fuel you for the rest of your day. And again, it's just like another treat to myself, another way of loving myself and telling myself like, you deserve the best, girl, which goes down to you deserve the best type of food. You deserve it. You deserve it. That's what I tell myself. And so that's what's been helping me a lot as well. Okay, so another way that I am getting rid of the noise and finding myself and what I love and what I like, and just on this personal development journey, is I am listening to God's word. Okay. A lot of times I will make an excuse of like, oh, it's so late, I don't want to read this later. Oh, in the morning I want to work out and not read yet. I downloaded this app called Dwell. It should be a picture somewhere over here. And that app has literally changed my life. I've been on this journey of listening to a Proverbs a day. And you get to pick the person that you want to listen to, the translation you would like to listen to. You can pick if the person has an accent, if they're from America, if they're from a different country, and then you get to pick like the music. It could be like a piano, classical music, a beat, or whatever. But I love it. It has changed the game for me. So I cut out the excuse of telling myself, you don't have a lot of time to read. You don't have time for that. And I will listen. I don't care where I'm at. I don't care if I'm in the car or if I'm at home. I will turn on that Dwell app and I will get my 5 minutes in with God multiple times a day. And I think that's what I love about it, is I took away the guesswork and I took away the stress of like, no, this is how you're supposed to spend your quiet time with God. And I listen to what I need and what season I'm in. I think that we all have seasons to where we have time and we have a lot of time to study, or sometimes we don't have any time but a 5-minute or a quick prayer. But to be able to listen to it and give myself what I need as far as God pouring into me with his scriptures and his love through the scriptures and his guidance and his correction and his conviction through the scriptures, that has helped a lot. So I want to encourage you that if you feel like you've either been disconnected or you feel a little shame towards how you haven't been building your relationship or spending time with God, I want to encourage you to either download that app or any app. That's just the one that I found, or any app or any resource that you can find that you can incorporate into your daily life so that you can continue to grow and build in that relationship. Again, I do that as well as with habit stacking. Sometimes, since it already has a classical music with it, I'll listen to my devotional while I'm ending my workout with a stretch, or I'll do my Proverbs when I'm in the shower or when I'm in my workout as well. So I think that it could be a game changer in your routine. It could be a game changer in your life if that's an area where you feel like you need that. Another way is this. I hadn't incorporated this one, but this is something that I want to incorporate. I want to incorporate trying new things. And I don't just mean like new food items, new drink items, or anything like that. I mean like trying new things, trying a clothing item or a trend that I feel like is so out of the box for me that's uncomfortable. I want to try it. I want to try a sewing class. I've had this sewing machine for 10 years. Ask me, is it open? It's not open. It's not open. Actually, I've had it for 12 years. And mind you, it's not something new because I used to do it in junior high. I used to take home ec class, and I did home ec in junior high school, but I haven't sewed in so long, and I want to be able to make myself the cute little jackets that, you know, are $100+, but I sewed it, and it's unique and it's one of a kind. So I would like to take a sewing class. I would take a, the pottery, spinning the pottery. I want to take one of those. I think those would be nice. But yeah, so this season, in getting rid of the noise and finding myself, I want to find things that I enjoy and like to do. Maybe join a book club. I would love to join a book club. I'm not a heavy book reader as far as fiction, but I would love to get into that. I like wine, maybe a wine club. I don't really know, but I really want to dabble more into finding different aspects of who I am and things that I like. One thing that I did to help me find myself is I used to work at this after school program with kids, and we had this huge box of colors, like the 100-something box of colors. And every color I literally would color like a little square, and I'd write the color, and I was able to find my favorite colors out of that because I took the time to really, I know it's crazy, but I took the time to really like color and feel and see what the undertones were and how it looked on paper when you colored with it or whatever. I found that to be so helpful, and it just opened my eyes to discover, like, what do you really like? What are things that you thought you liked that you really end up not liking because they're not you? Or what are things society has told you that you should do or that you should enjoy, and you're like, I don't want to do that and I don't enjoy it, and that's okay. So I think trying new things, well, that is going to be the top of my list, because most of the things that I've already shared with you I've done, but this is at the top of my list because I haven't done it yet, which is trying new things. And I would love, and I'm going to report back to you after I do them. We could do like what Morgan tried this week, and do like a little review. I think that would be fun and cute. So be on the lookout for that. And lastly, I feel like the way that I wake up is very reflective of how I want to sleep. So I have lately developed an intensive nighttime routine. I think I need to get better with how I schedule it out, like, what time my routine will start. But as far as doing the steps in my routine, that has not changed. Extensive shower, oiled up before I get out the shower, okay? Then we move on to the skincare. I was doing red light therapy mask. Oh, I love a good red light therapy mask, but mine broke. And what I noticed is I am on the journey of healing all my dark spots and my melasma. And I did read how the LED mask could affect your melasma. And I noticed that after it broke, my melasma started to lighten up a lot more. So I have since put that on the back burner. I want to go back to that because I felt like my skin was so tight and, looked a little more youthful. So I loved it. But then I just increased my skincare, which I'll do a video on my skincare routine. I have added a few more products to, up the ante on helping with the melasma and dark spots. So we will see how that goes. But anyway, my nighttime routine is extensive skincare. You get in your bed. I just set the mood for peaceful sleep, and I love it. And then I do my brown noise, which has been able to calm the noise in my mind down so much at night. As well as like stopping the scroll, and then with the brown noise, that combination is chef's kiss. So if you struggle with a very noisy brain at night and it's very hard to turn off, I would recommend brown noise. As well as there's this technique that my therapist taught me. You take every part of your body and you tense it up real tight, and then you release it. And it just, I don't know the logic. Okay, I'm not a therapist. I don't know the method behind the madness, but it's something about releasing the tension of the day. Oh, that is phenomenal. So those two together are excellent. Now again, sometimes the brown noise knocks me out before I can even do the tension and release exercise. But in case the brown noise just isn't enough, try the tension and release. Again, it's tensing up every part of your body and then releasing it. So like if I tense my hands and then you just 1, 2, 3, 4, and you count to 10 and you slowly release, and it's like your body just feels like, wow, all the tension is melting away. So that is something that can help you if you are struggling in that area as well. One bonus tip that I want to add is checking your community during this time. So during this time of self-development, you need to be checking who is around you, what are the right voices, and what are the right people pouring into you, and what are the wrong voices that you tend to listen to, and the wrong people that are pouring into you. I think that is so important, to be around people who not only can pour into you positively, but also being around people who are able to hold you accountable, because I think that that's another level to it. Like, we all of course want to be around people who, you know, are our cheerleaders and root us on, but I think there are some people who you need around you who could be very real with you. Like, girl, get it together. Like, I am rooting for you all the way, but you gotta want it as much as I want it for you. You need those type of people. So I want to encourage you that while you are shutting out the noise and finding yourself, that you are doing a reevaluation of your community and finding a community, or praying to God that He will bring you community with people who love you but can hold you accountable, who will cheer you on and encourage you, but again, tell you when you're wrong, and they can check your heart posture when it's not right. I just want you to know that you don't have to overhaul your life in one night. I want you to look at the changes or the list of things and it make you feel like you have to do all of them, which therefore paralyzes you from trying any. No, just start with one. Pick one and try it. And please put down in the comments if you tried it, or which one you're thinking about trying, so that I know. And then if you have another tip of how you help get rid of the noise and zone in and focus and find yourself, please let me know. All the tips are welcome. I would love to know how you are changing your life in this season. I hope by you counseling all the noise and finding yourself, you find the joy that you deserve, you find the peace that you deserve, and you find the clarity that you also desire. Because we know life is hard and life is noisy, and sometimes life gets the best of us. I have been there so many times, and I'm literally pulling myself out the gutter as I am telling you to help find myself and help shut out the noise. Because baby, 2025 has literally dragged me by my ponytail, and baby, my ponytail already this long. Okay, my ponytail is longer, but you know, it has snatched my edges. So I pray that not only you find yourself, but if you have lost your edges like me, you find your edges too, girl. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed this video, and if you did, please give it a thumbs up. Remember to leave in the comments any tips of how you're showing up and finding yourself and counseling the noise. Also, leave some hearts in the comments to encourage other women, to help them along their journey. Remember to do everything with love and in love. I'll see you next time. Go, baby, go.